Talk Time with Reid Moriarty.
I'm so glad you're the podcast host of A View from My Window.
Thank you.
You're Michelle Fischer. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Absolutely.
And then you can ask me some questions, okay?
Okay.
What is your favorite thing about being behind a microphone, Michelle?
You know what? I have a disability called cerebral palsy.
Okay.
And so somebody who hears my podcast doesn't know that.
They don't know it?
They don't know that. So I can interview them and they don't know that I have a disability.
All right.
That's kind of cool, huh?
I can see your wheelchair. It's awesome.
Thank you.
How did you start your podcast, Michelle?
I started my podcast in 2009, so it's been about 7 years. And I started here at the Arc of Indiana. And the Arc of Indiana said, hey, do you want to be a podcast show host? And I said, of course I do. I had been interested in news ever since I was 6 years old.
Okay.
So I needed somebody to tell me that I could do it. And the Arc of Indiana did that.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you choose your own questions, Michelle?
I do. I do a lot of research. So I'm very curious, Reid. Right? I'm very curious. You have to be that way as a podcast show host. So the curiousness comes out.
All right.
I know. It's cool, isn't it?
I know it's cool. Of all your episodes, do you have a favorite, Michelle?
I knew you'd ask me that question. I just did, not too long ago, an episode with a guy named Jay. Jay Ruckelshaus is his name. And he has a foundation called The Ramp Less Traveled. And he actually was in an accident not too long ago. But he is doing so many fabulous things. And
right.
Yeah, it is awesome. So he is a wonderful, positive person. And so I got to interview him, and he's awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
If you could interview anyone, Michelle, living or dead, what would you choose?
Oh, this is good too. I would love to interview Anderson Cooper.
Who is your favorite talk show host?
Oprah.
All right, mine might be Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, I like Ellen too. Yeah.
She does her own TV show called The Ellen Show.
You and her would get along really well. Who do you
Maybe Ryan Seacrest.
Okay. Why Ryan Seacrest?
Because he's a great host on American Idol.
I understand it.
All right, so
who knows?
What has been your high point of doing A View from My Window, Michelle?
I think the high point is meeting people like you.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have a low point, Michelle?
I think when I first started A View from My Window, I wasn't very confident. So I needed to be confident. And through A View from My Window, I've gotten confident.
All right. That's amazing.
It is, isn't it?
Have you ever done interviews on the road like what I'm doing?
I have.
Where did you go?
Where did I go? I went, I've gone to Special Olympics in Terre Haute.
Is there been a specific person who has really mentored you, Michelle?
There was an anchor in my local station that I emailed one day, and he was like, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to be an anchor. Can you help me? And he's like, sure, I can help you. And so I met him at Barnes & Noble, and I said, can you please help me? And so I went back and back and back and back for about a year, and learned behind-the-scenes stuff, who ran producers, floor directors, who ran the behind-the-scenes, and it was really, really cool. And we got to be friends, and I got to actually tell his story on my podcast, too, so that was a cool
All right.
Yeah.
I love listening to my podcasts on SoundCloud over and over. Do you play yours back, Michelle?
I wish I did more. I kind of feel like an actor who's on TV that doesn't like to see themselves on TV. I don't really like to sometimes I just don't like to hear myself. So I don't quite often as much as I should. As much as I should.
What do you like most when you listen to your own interviews, Michelle?
Wow, these are good questions for myself. I like the stories that come out. I remember listening to your podcast yesterday, actually, and your style is very, very comfortable. And I think when you don't take yourself seriously, and kind of let the conversation flow, the story just kind of comes out. And I love other people's stories and what I can learn from them.
All right. What other podcasts do you listen to for inspiration, Michelle?
I like NPR.
Mm-hmm.
I love NPR. And I love, what is that? Yes, Joyce Bender.
All right.
Yes.
What is your favorite movie of all time, Michelle?
I knew you would ask me this question. And you know what I have to say is my favorite movie of all time is The Sound of Music.
All right. Well, I like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Do you?
Better than The Sound of Music.
Well, I was thinking, don't you like Mary Poppins?
It used to be my favorite movie, but it isn't anymore.
But it is anymore. Oh, so you moved.
I changed movies.
You changed me. Okay.
Alright.
I can deal with that. I can deal with that.
You can deal with that.
I can deal
All
with
right.
Talk Time with Reid Moriarty.
I feel famous. Thank you very much.
You are famous.
Well,